We began with a rotten score, so it is only right that we end with a rotten score. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise. I'm John, and oh boy, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It has been a rough 24 hours for this movie. It's only gotten worse. The Rotten Tomatoes score, the word of mouth, it's been rough, dude. So when a comic book movie is rotten like this, say Eternals, say Shazam! Fury of the Gods, it naturally makes me more curious. Like, is it really as bad as they say? That's the question that's gonna be answered, and the answer to that is no, it's really not that bad. It's another case of a DC movie being way too overhated. Shazam! Fury of the Gods got this treatment, The Flash got this treatment, and now Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is getting this treatment. It's really funny to see the hypocrisy from MCU shills. This is the true test to see who's BSing you, who's biased, and who's picking and choosing their criticisms. You hate the Marvels or Quantumania. Oh, we can't have fun anymore. You just hate fun. And when Aquaman is just that, it's as fun as the first, oh, well, there's suddenly an issue now. But let me be clear, this film is not great. It's not even that good. I would rank it mid to fine. I enjoyed it, but it has issues, man. And it's a step down from the first one. I think the first one is a far better film. The issue with this movie is largely in the script. It is a clunky movie. For those first 30 to 45 minutes, I was saying to myself, man, this just ain't it. I wasn't really into it. There were particular moments that I was like, I like that. But overall, it was just, it had weird pacing and it was just clunky. That's the best way of describing it. It was not as put together as it should have been. A big issue with this movie is that there's a lot of exposition dumping. Now, don't get me wrong, I like how the film started out with Arthur narrating. I like the consistency in terms of this feels like a direct sequel. This feels like we're just picking the story back up again and we're moving along. I like that. And I know there's a lot of exposition in the first film, but I think that was handled much better, executed much better. This was like, let's tell the audience everything they need to know and let's move to the next point, to the next action scene, to the next whatever. An issue also found in the Marvels, funnily enough. The story took some time to find its groove, but when it did find its groove, more so when Orm comes into the picture, I was like, okay, I like what I'm seeing here. The emotional moments, they're paying off for me. So that's my main issue with this movie, is that it had a problem finding its groove. In the beginning, it was a lot of Black Manta discovering the caves, and it was very slow, and I understand why some critics call this thing a slog, because very much so in the first hour, it kinda is that. And going back to the whole exposition thing, that's an issue as well, because like Volko gets killed off screen by an illness, Aquaman talks about it for 1 second and they just move on. I was like, what, huh? They needed to explore these moments more. It would have benefited from, I don't know, 10, 20 more minutes. Also, while we're sticking to negatives, Black Manta, man. Black Manta looks cool, but he just don't got the sauce. I'm sorry, I think Yaya is a miscast. I just don't find him threatening. I don't find him intimidating. I felt like he got his ass handed more to him than doing some real scary damage. But let's start getting into the positives, because I think the strength of this movie is the relationship, the dynamic between Arthur and Orm. I found it very nice. They have a real Thor-Loki relationship here. Even Arthur calls Orm Loki in the film, which I thought was pretty funny. But it's not a knockoff in that respect. I like seeing them together. I like seeing their banter. Orm's change to a hero felt earned, and by the end, where they're brothers and they accept that, I found that appropriate. Orm's eating a burger and he's liking it, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that drives me to this whole complaint about it being overly goofy. It's not that much goofier than the first one. It's a movie about Aquaman that talks to fish. Y'all always made fun of Aquaman. Now it's a problem that they're embracing the comic bookiness, the silver age of it. But no, it's only okay when the Marvels does it with the cats eating people. That's some peak humor right there. So that's what I mean. You could see the double standard. You could see the hypocrisy. Just pointing that out. Jason Momoa is fun as ever as Aquaman. I mean, he's he's done so much for the character, the general perception. He has elevated Aquaman and made him this badass to the general audiences, and it's so cool, and he has so much energy and love for this character. You can see in this film, he just has fun with it, and it's infectious, man. I love that Arthur's a father in this. He has a son that he can bond with, that they have the same love for sea creatures, they have the same powers, and I would have loved to see more of that. I was surprised to see as much Mera as I did in this film because of the drama. Drama aside, I like how Mera was there for a husband. I thought her presence was fine and it worked for the story they were telling. Action was quite solid. CGI, while good, could be very wonky in some places. It does bug me that Aquaman released after The Flash. Like, The Flash should have been the true ending of the DCEU, but instead we have this light and fluffy sort of ending to it. Not really an ending, but overall, I mean, it's alright. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed myself. I'm leaning towards, you know, thinking it was good, but it has a lot of issues, man. I really gotta see it again, see what it's like with the novelty removed. It's not the most original work in the world. Yeah, it has cliches. Yeah, it takes elements very much so from like Black Panther, from Shang-Chi with that ending. But that doesn't make it bad. This is the last film in a dying, dead universe. It doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. Oh, but wait, it does, but the Marvels gets a pass. Like, this is what I'm talking about, man. The hypocrisy. It's a clunky mixed bag with some good moments in it. If I had to give it a rating, it's a 7 out of 10. Not bad, not that good, but enjoyable and way too overhated. Like, if I was bored and I wanted to watch something fun, I'd turn this on. I think it's better than Black Adam. I think it's better than Quantumania. It's better than the Marvels. It's mid. It's fine. It's inoffensive. Regardless, though, I'm just so happy to be done with the DCEU. It is officially over for me. It's over for all of us. We can move on to the bigger, brighter future of the DCU. I'm done talking about the DCEU. I think I'll probably do one more tier list ranking to put it to bed, but it was a universe with hella wasted potential, and I just can't wait to move on to a new era, man. Just fully exit this. So tell me in the comments down below, what did you think about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Is it overhated, or do you think the hate is justified for it? Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That'll be all for me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.